Hi Jay, how are you?
Uh,
Can you hear me?
I'm good. What's up?
I'm non-Trinitarian. Can we look at Romans 1:20, please?
Okay.
Have you got it up on screen?
Yeah, I'm
Is the
pulling it up. I'm
delay at
pulling
the
it up.
moment? Yeah.
Okay.
So it says, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. So we can clearly see and understand the Godhead by the things that are made. We don't see three persons in one being anywhere in anything that's made. What we see is mind, body, and spirit.
Well, that's three.
When you
That's three things.
yeah, but that's not three persons. That's
Well, you
three
said
three aspects. Mind,
so.
body, and spirit is
Well,
the aspect
well,
of
why
one
would we?
person.
Why would we expect God to be one to one equivalent to aspects of created things?
Well, man is made in God's image,
Yeah, but
and then it
it
says
doesn't
it's.
it doesn't follow that all of it is univocal.
But it says here that we can clearly see and understand by the things that are made.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
And
that it's a,
man
that
is made
doesn't
in
that
God's
does not
image.
that doesn't prove that it's a one to one correspondence or that it's or that it's univocal knowledge.
But when we look at other verses, like Jesus is called the arm of God. So God is the mind, and Jesus is the arm that does the work. And throughout the Bible, it is Jesus doing the work of the Father. The Father is the mind, the consciousness, and Jesus is the arm of the Lord that does the work of the Father. He does the actual creation. You know, the Father created through the Son, and it's and then the
Well,
Holy Spirit.
that's two persons right there. So how is that? How are you not
Well,
Trinitarian?
no, it's mind and action. It's the brain tells the arm. You know, the brain
Okay, so
sends the
your
signal to
problem
the
is
arm,
that
telling it what to do.
your mistake is to one map created parts onto the divinity. That's the mistake.
Well, why is that a mistake? You just justify why that's a mistake.
Yes, because in John 1 it says all things were made through him and there's nothing that he didn't make. Therefore he's not a creature.
So God made everything through his arm, which is Jesus. Jesus is the arm of the Lord.
So his arm or his word is not a creature.
Where his arm is part of the person, isn't it? One person.
God doesn't have parts. That's
he's obviously got an
idolatry.
arm.
No, he doesn't have a literal arm. That's a figurative term.
Yeah, for Jesus.
Correct, who's the second person. And Jesus
is
Jesus a creature?
Is the Father a person?
Is Jesus a creature? Is he a creature?
He's the Word that was existing.
Is it a created word or not?
He took on.
Is it a created word or not? Are you going to answer the question? Is he created or uncreated?
The Word is uncreated.
Is he the Word?
The Word became flesh, which is created.
Why won't you answer the question? Is Jesus the second?
Because there's not two people. And you've got no excuse for saying three people, one being. You've got no excuse for it.
What do you mean, no excuse? I'm showing you the verse right. Stop interrupting me. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. How many people is that? Who is that? How many is that?
That's the brain and his arm.
Where do you see brain in this? Where is God the Father the brain?
It's because God is consciousness.
Where do you get that from? That's an assertion.
The Father
where do you get that from? You keep asserting it.
It's understanding.
Where do you get that from?
This is the second time that I've spoken with Jay Dyer, and it's the second time that he's failed to refute what I'm actually saying. And all he can say is, where'd you get that from? Where'd you get that from? The first time I spoke to him, I told him that I got it from the Holy Spirit. And he started mocking, saying, oh, are you a prophet then? Do you think you're a prophet? You're a prophet? And this time, I said that I got it from common sense. And he just starts mocking common sense. But in Romans 1:20, it says it's clearly seen and understood by the things that are made. And it's clearly seen and understood. What do we clearly see and understand? We clearly see and understand mind, body, and spirit are three things that come together as one person, a tri-unity of mind, body, and spirit. God the Father never does anything more than a thought process. And then it's Jesus, his arm, the body of God, that does the actions. And the Holy Spirit is the emotional will. It's the love and the driving force of both the thoughts and the actions. And this is the Trinity. And Jay cannot dispute it at all. So he mocks where I get it from. He can't actually handle the information. So he mocks its source. Anyway, there's not much left now.
Where do you get that from?
It's from common sense.
Okay, yeah, common sense. Goodbye.
You're without.
It's just common sense. All of that gibberish and nonsense for him to say, it's just common sense. That was so stupid. Nicodemus. That's what we get with anti-Trinitarians. Once you finally get them to explain and lay out what it is, it's the stupidest stuff you've ever heard. God the Father is the brain consciousness. It's just common sense, man. It's just common sense. What's up?
So that's the end of the video there. But yeah, he mocks it. Oh, it's just common sense, But it genuinely is. It's easily seen. It's clearly seen and it's clearly understood. And it is common sense. If he had half a brain cell, then he would be able to see this. He's completely indoctrinated in the doctrine of man, and he is completely lost. And now I'm lost for words to describe him. I can't believe how ignorant this man is, and how people actually follow him. It's incredible. Anyway, that's this video, guys. Have a good and be well. God bless. See you in the next one.